Hello everybody. We've all heard the term product placement in motion pictures where say you have the scene with the family down in the breakfast room and the little guy's pouring Wheaties out of a box and somebody else has got a carton of Minute Maid orange juice, and you see a package of Hormel bacon next to the stove. This is product placement. These companies pay big money to the studios to have their products displayed in scenes. And I've got a surprise for you. In my shirt pocket here, I have one of the most amazing product placements just to come out. Here it is, a package of none other than Stride gum. Brand new on the market, and I just had to run out and buy it. Now, I have used the method of product placement just now, so they can be expecting a bill in the morning. Now, what I did, speaking of products on shelves, I made up a Stride shopping list of elements of Stride piano that you will not find in method books, and you won't get a hold of these elements by some guy showing you a few tricks in the right hand. These are all things that are important in the performance of good Stride piano, and we'll go through them one by one. You have to feel these from the inside and in your performance to really make it happen. Let's start out with the element of drive, also known as groove, a term used by most jazz musicians. And Stride is a jazz style. It's not novelty piano, it's not ragtime, it's not boogie woogie, it's not popular swing style. It's not a lot of other things that the uninitiated think might sound like Stride. To establish a groove, you want to get away from the straight original presentation of a piece of music rhythmically, such as say a phrase like that, where it's very straight and does not establish a groove. Let's put a little groove into it. Once you establish a groove, and some of you younger players, I would highly recommend that you spend some time away from the solo piano and get yourself a bass player and a drummer, a guitar player, even a banjo or something, depending on the style of music you're playing, and learn how to work with another rhythm instrument. You'll get a good concept of a groove, unless of course you get a lousy bass player or something. But you just can really develop a good concept for your solo piano groove by playing in groups. And you want to really, in establishing a drive or a groove, you want to make the piece come alive rhythmically so that people are tapping their feet and clapping on the offbeat, hopefully. Humor in Stride piano. We almost have to go directly to Fats Waller for this. Where we get. Who's that walking around here? That's the intro to Fats Waller's Your Feet's Too Big. And also the right in the middle of the intro of his Viper's Drag, he quotes Edvard Grieg. So don't be afraid to have a little fun with your playing, whether it's using a quote from another pop song or a piece of classical music or something like that, or interpreting a piece that comes from another genre. Take a country western tune or take a piece of classical music and put it into a Stride performance and maybe breathe new life into it. Dramatics, that's next on our shopping list. Dramatics were extremely important in the early years of Stride, going back to the early 1900s, where you had people such as U.B. Blake and Lucky Roberts that were not only skilled players in restaurants and hotels and medicine shows, but they also had theatrical backgrounds accompanying performances and that, and it was important to use a certain amount of dramatics in their playing. For example, Lucky Roberts' Spanish Venus. There is very dramatic. It almost reminds you of the silent films, or of a melodrama theater show. But what it does is, being a little bit dramatic in your playing, at least now and then, grabs the listener's attention, and it's a valuable tool in making sure that if you're going to be up there performing somewhere, that you don't want people nodding off or reading the racing form or whatever else they're doing. You want them to listen to what you're doing, be a little bit dramatic, and it'll get you a little further along the way.